Hey, so this is going to be a quick hit where I'm going to show you the agency performance KPIs that ServiceCrowd likes to see our clients reporting on a monthly cadence. So what I have up here is our agency operations management model for an example client. And what would have happened in order for us to get to a place where this spreadsheet was populated in this way and in a way that allows us to very clearly walk through what we see as efficiency and inefficiency in the business with our clients is that as your operations partner, ServiceCrowd would have worked with the agency to get revenue numbers out of their invoicing tool like QuickBooks, right? We would have worked with them to understand what their total delivery costs are. So that's going to be the cost of the staff that's servicing clients. And that's going to be, out of a payroll tool like Augusto. It's going to be potentially out of Harvest. If you're tracking things on an hourly basis with costs inputted there, we might need some data from a time tracking tool like Harvest. And it may be off of platforms like Fiverr and Upwork. Right? So that's how we're going to get to a delivery cost number. And we also would have worked with the client to ensure that their operating expenses are clearly delineated from their delivery costs. So in this example, all of that has taken place prior to us being able to populate these actuals for the prior month. And we've worked theoretically with the bookkeeper to make sure that these numbers match what is in QuickBooks, what's in the financial tools. And now we are ready to provide a little bit of monthly reporting and monthly analysis to this client. So, with all that being said, here's what I would say to this client if these were their actuals from the prior month, right? So the first thing I'm going to zero in on, my eyes go immediately to that bottom line. Our operating profit margin is 31%. Wow, that's very high. Good job, everyone. Pats on the back all around. 31% operating margin is very, very good. Our benchmark is about 20% as a floor. Anything above that is great, 20% being our floor, unless, the agency is making clear choices to spend down that, operating margin in order to invest in something, right? So we want to see it 20% or higher. 31% is great. A+ on operating margin. I think a lot of agencies might stop there and just say our operating margin is great. But one of the things that this management model and monthly reporting allows you to do is to take a look at all of these KPIs and kind of figure out if there's something that may cause problems later. So the thing that sticks out to me in these numbers is this number, the delivery margin. We like to see a delivery margin closer to 60%. So this is a little low, especially for having such a high operating margin. To me, that means that our operating expenses are pretty low compared to our delivery cost in terms of proportion of revenue. 50% is not bad. You can see we have it colored green here, but closer to 60% is going to be a better, healthier, long-term goal for most agencies. So, if I'm providing this readout to this client, what I'm going to say is, again, great job on the operating margin. Let's zero in on this delivery margin and let's have a conversation about what could be going on here. That's going to require us deep diving into additional numbers. And we can talk about that in subsequent videos as well. But if your delivery margins are low, it's one of three problems. One, your price is too low. You are not selling your services for a high enough price to cover your costs at the right margin. Obviously, there's a lot. That's a simple but not easy fix. Number two, maybe our staff isn't fully utilized. We are paying for time that they are not producing revenue. What should we be doing about that? Or three, maybe we have the wrong staff mix. Maybe we have senior people doing junior level work, or we have a full-time contractor who really should be converted into a full-time employee. That would be a lower overall cost. So there's a number of levers that you can pull there. But my readout for this particular client is that let's deep dive into that, decide which of those things is the problem. And then as we make our way through these next couple of months where we're forecasting slightly less revenue, we have more levers to pull to get to a better delivery margin and ensure that we're protecting that high operating margin going forward. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks a lot.